All right, let's get the very latest. We now cross to our senior reporter, Samkele Maseko. Samkele, good afternoon to you. Of course, you've been following both the NEC meeting as well as the Lekgotla, which is on day 2 today. We've heard, of course, what ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa had to say. Interestingly, of course, some of those comments that have been made in that press briefing by the acting national spokesperson of the party. What are you hearing and what can you draw up to so far in as far as those engagements and what came out of that report, into how the ANC performed at the post-election?
What we've gathered is that the ANC in this Lekgotla is having a particular clear focus on the performance of its municipalities, saying that there needs to be a turnaround in the local sphere because that is where the number of the things happen within the country on an economic aspect, on the issue of face-to-face interaction with communities, on the issues of service delivery of communities, saying that they will be paying a particular attention and starting in the city of Johannesburg, where they will look at strengthening the within that particular municipality and resolving the service delivery challenges within that particular municipality. You do know that there are discussions ensuing on the resignation of the executive mayor, Kabelo Kwamanda, and what his future has to hold. I am just going to bring in the ANC spokesperson and the regional secretary of Johannesburg, Mr. Zuko Kodlimpi. I am just going to waiting for Mr. Kodlimpi just to come forth because, Mr. Kodlimpi, just the essence of the key focus on municipalities and the start in Johannesburg. What are some of the immediate priority areas that you will be seeking at implementing in the city of Joburg?
So the one thing that is currently playing out in Johannesburg is that the city is in a precarious financial position and they had to raise a loan of 2.5 billion rands in order to sustain their budget. That's the first one. The second one was from a decision-making point of view. Even passing that resolution took too much time. That tells you that there's a political challenge. So we have an administrative problem in relation to sustaining the finances of the city. We have service delivery problems in relation to load reduction because the city cannot keep up with the demands for electricity in their distribution network. So those are the burning issues. The state of roads infrastructure, everyone who lives in Johannesburg knows that there's that problem. So those are issues that we need to deal with. Over and above changing leadership. The change in leadership will be a function of building the capacity administratively to keep things going in the city. So that is the essence of what the president was talking about.
When you're looking at the changing of leadership and capacitating the capacity of that particular metro, what are some of the immediate challenges, particularly when you look at how you've been waiting for a resignation of an executive mayor in the form of Kabelo Kwamanda, but has not yet come forth?
No, the National Executive Committee has never spoken about anybody's resignation. We've never gone to that level. The NEC just reacted to the report from the local government intervention team that talks about the state of affairs in the municipality. We will be having a discussion with the provincial and regional leadership about the dynamics at the political level. If there are people who want to resign and things like that, we'll hear it from them. But from the ANC point of view, the National Executive Committee has not triggered any call for anyone to resign. But we've just simply said we're going to have to restructure the leadership of Johannesburg in order to build capacity. And that must be based on the leadership of the ANC in the personnel that leads, but also from a strategy point of view on how to improve governance systems at that level. So don't worry. Once we are done here, we have a meeting with the leadership of Gauteng and Johannesburg. We'll have quite a clear sense of when do we trigger the action of changing leadership.
When is that meeting with the leadership of Gauteng and the leadership of the Johannesburg region?
Once we're done here, remember we're in this Lekgotla until tomorrow, so we'll look at our schedule, what it looks like. It could be at the end of the week, it could be early next week, but the work continues. As you might be aware, the local government intervention task team works. The coalition's task team works as well. So the Secretary General is going to convene everybody, I think sometime early next week, to then consider the approach, talk to the structures of the ANC in Gauteng, and then we get into action.
The region seems to think that the Joburg metro will have a new mayor as soon as next week.
The people must think what they're thinking, but I'm saying the decision rests with Luthuli House about when we do the intervention. It could be next week, it could be the other week. We are not going to put ourselves on a timeline that is not rooted on a proper assessment of the issues on the ground.
Are you looking at going a similar route as you've taken with the eThekwini municipality, with the restructuring of that particular municipality, bringing in Dr. Keisha Slubisi, and bringing in Mr. Mike Sutcliffe?
No, that was a different one. So that intervention was a Section 154 support process, and that happened before there was a change in leadership. That was then followed up with the change in the mayorship. We now have Comrade Cyril Ramaphosa as the mayor, as you know, to reinforce politically the work that was being done there. In Johannesburg, there's been no suggestion that there is a particular Section 154 support that is required. But if, as part of the discussion we're going to be having with the Johannesburg and Gauteng leadership, we arrive at that conclusion, then that support might come as well. So that's why I'm saying it's not going to be some arbitrary action. We've got to take an action that considers all the factors on the ground, what support is needed. Don't prioritize the change of leadership only when there are other structural interventions required. If we need a Section 154 intervention, we'll do it. If it's a 139A, B, or C, we will then have to take that route, but on the basis of having read the books and understood what the issues are.
Is it too much to read into with the names being branded about for the position of executive mayor between Loyiso Masuku and Dada Morero? Where do you then shift towards looking at the political dynamics in your own region, in Joburg and in Gauteng?
No, that's just silly speculative talk. The ANC is not obsessed with names and who does what, and there are processes of how we arrive at names. Those, of course, are both MMCs in the city already. Those are regional leaders of the ANC. If the ANC must consider them, it will, but not on the basis of whatever gossip people are running with on the streets. But you know, when you walk in the shadows at night, so you might hear things that we don't know at the level of head office.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kolibi. That is the acting spokesperson of the ANC, basically speaking on the issue of Johannesburg there and how the shifts are going to happen in the next few weeks. The region seems to think that there will be a new executive mayor in the form of Loyiso Masuku or Dada Morero as soon as next week.
All right, Samkele Maseko, the senior reporter for the SABC, just keeping track on the ANC's NEC Lekgotla, in conversation there early on with acting ANC spokesperson Zuko Godlimpi about key priorities, especially at local municipal level.